1, 2, and 3 guild boss teams. That rhymed a lot more in my head. Anyways, guys, we're going to be talking about the 3 best teams for guild bosses in Cookie Run Kingdom. And what I mean by that is the best team for Avatar, the best team for Red Velvet Dragon, and the best team for Abyss. So let's go ahead and hop into it now, starting off with the Avatar of Destiny. Then we're going to be going on to the Living Abyss, and then finally the Red Velvet Dragon. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it now. Alright guys, so as far as the Avatar of Destiny team, it's going to be using Rye, Squid Ink, Cherry Blossom, Cream Puff, and Macaron Cookie. As far as the treasures go, we're going to be using Scroll, Cooldown Clock, and the Fork. But yet, of course, a team cannot be completed without its toppings. So for Macaron Cookie, we're running full Swift Chocolates, just with a focus on cooldown. Just get over 24% cooldown, that's all you need. Now we're going to get a little bit more sussy with Squid Ink Cookie. We're running 4 raspberries, 1 Swift Chocolate, with a focus on cooldown and attack speed. You want to make sure that cooldown's over 11%, and you also want to make sure that attack speed is over 7%. After that, though, you can just build into crit and attack as much as possible. On Cherry Blossom Cookie, you're running full raspberries with a focus on just cooldown. You want to make sure the cooldown gets over 7%. After that, you can spec into crit and attack as much as possible to boost that damage up. On Rye Cookie, you're running full raspberries with a focus on just attack and crit. That's all you need. You don't need any attack speed here, and you don't need any cooldown. I will say though, you will need a level 20 candy for Rye to actually make this work. And finally, for Cream Puffy, we're running full crit jellies with really just a focus on cooldown, attack, and crit. You want to make sure the cooldown gets over 7%. And after that, you just focus on crit and attack. That's all you had to do. Alright, well, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the run now. Alright guys, so hopping into the run now, what we're going to do is we're just going to spam Macaron Cookie as soon as we can. We're going to wait till we get into the battle. Then we're going to use Cherry Blossom and Cream Puff's ability as soon as we can. We're actually going to hold off on Squid Ink's ability. We're going to use Rye Cookie's ability when we can as well. Around the 57-second mark is what I say. Now we're going to actually wait for Squid Ink Cookie until the 3rd pillar drops. Once the 3rd pillar drops, we're going to use Squid Ink Cookie so they get in the middle of all the pillars and actually do damage to every single one of the pillars instead of just a few. Now, if you have the toppings right, all of your timings will be right as well for the 2nd set of pillars. But yes, from this point on, guys, we're going to wait to use Rye Cookie's ability until around the 39-second marker. After this is literally just spam your way through the rest. If your timings are right and everyone's like in order, then you can spam the rest of the way through. This is a really timing intensive run. So yeah, you guys just have to make sure your toppings and everything is alright. But like I said, you guys just spam the rest of the way through the run now. And then Squid Ink should get back to the middle of the pillars again. If they don't, then L plus ratio plus you need more attack speed or cooldown to actually get there. But yeah, it should be like very tight timing on when they get there. Now, you could go and time the cookies a little bit better to actually like do more damage, but you know, I can't be bothered with that. I don't even do this guild boss anymore because of timings, and I don't like timing. And I don't like timings because they're cringe and sussy and too try hard for me. But as you can see here, guys, we hit around 115 million damage here. Absolutely pogger woggers. Now let's hop onto the 2nd boss now, which is the Living Abyss boss, baby. But guys, before hopping into the Abyss boss, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Only like 5% of you guys are actually subscribed to the channel. I know I say this a lot. I say it every single video. Please subscribe though, because we're going to be doing more Cookie Run content, obviously. And we're also going to be doing more Star Rail content. And then when Black Clover Mobile comes out, we'll have Black Clover Mobile content as well. Hope you guys have been enjoying the Star Rail content. I've been really enjoying playing it. I've been grinding every single day on it, and honestly, Cookie Run's just in a very bad state right now. As of recording this video, we have 14 days before we have any content, so that is very cool. So I am making videos now to try to make up for the blank space of time for no content. Anyways, guys, besides the rant there, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Abyss team now. Alright guys, talking about what team we run in the Living Abyss boss is gonna be Space Donutty, Milky Way, Captain Caviar, Cotton Cookie, and Squid Ink Cookie. Blah, 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 blah. As far as treasures goes, guys, we're running Whistle, Cooldown Clock, and also Scroll. Keep in mind, guys, for the rest of this video, if you do have the cooldown clock, the epic variant of it, you can run that instead of this one. Only if it's max level though, that's the only way it works. Hopping into those sussy little toppings now, on Space Donutty, we're running full Swift Chocolates with really just a focus on cooldown. You want to give at least 2% attack speed, you want over 22% cooldown, and you want to make sure your debuff resist is at 0. And the reason I say this is because when you actually get stunned by the Living Abyss boss, he'll be stunned for too little of a time when this is up any higher, so we want to make sure he's stunned for just enough time to get the best damage off. On Milky Smoy Cookie, we're running full Swift Chocolates with a focus on cooldown and attack speed. You want to make sure that cooldown's at least 23.5%, and as far as attack speed goes, you want to make sure it's at least 9%. On Captain Caviar, we're running full Swift Chocolate. With a focus on cooldown and attack speed, you want to make sure this cooldown is over 23.5%, and that attack speed needs to be over 5.2% as well. Also, quick side note here, you might need to build summon to damage this if your Captain Caviar keeps dying, if he's a lower ascension, or your guild doesn't have like a lot of upgrades or stuff like that. So yeah, you definitely want to build into that if you don't have it already. On Squid and Cookie, we're running 3 raspberries, 2 apple jellies, with really just a focus on cooldown, attack speed, crit, and attack. Now you want to make sure this cooldown is over 8.8%. If you go 8.8%, you will get absolutely destroyed. So you want to make sure it's above that. And also, as far as attack speed goes, you want to make sure that attack speed is over 9.2%. And finally, on Cotton Cookie, we're running full Swift Chocolate with really just a focus on cooldown. You want to make sure you get as high cooldown as possible, over 24.4% if possible. That's the bare minimum, 24.4%. Anything over that is cake on the cake. Cream on the cake? I don't know how you say that. Anyways, guys, let's hop into the run now. Alright, guys, hopping into the run now, what I want to state is you want to use cotton as soon as possible. You actually want to use everyone's abilities as soon as possible. Literally, all you do is just spam. Now, there is some timing that can be used with this to squeak out some extra damage, though I could care less about timing, so I don't use them. And I'm sure most people don't really focus on timings anyways, unless you're a tryhard sweat. So yeah, I don't use any timings. I just literally spam everything and get really good damage regardless. Now, if you want those timings, you can check out the Raccoon's God stuff. I'll put his stuff in the description below, whatever it's called. He made a very in-depth guide on both this boss and the Red Velvet Dragon boss of like actual timings, specific toppings. I'm talking to the point percentages, you know, like 0.1% of like everyone and how they all work and stuff like that. So if you want the specific toppings, you want the specific timings, then check out his video. I'll put a link to his stuff in the description below, because he did help me out a lot of these teams, like I said. So yeah, guys, as we come up on the end here, as you can see, no one's died yet. I sometimes do die by lag. For some reason, my Squidink will die like 1 out of every 10 times due to lag, because she won't launch her ability off. And maybe that's just a BlueStacks issue. That's another reason why I don't use timings, because BlueStack is really, really laggy, and it cucks my timings a lot. So yeah, guys, coming up on the end here, let's see how much damage we do. I haven't really been paying attention to the damage number up top. So yeah, time's up. Let's see what kind of damage we're doing. Ayo, 203 million damage. Let's fucking go. I do want to state though with this, guys, my game does lag a lot. I normally hit around 230 million. My max has been 256 million, which I'll show on screen now. That's the max damage I've ever hit before, but my average is 230 million. This is actually a really, really low run for this team, just because I'm running on auto, and BlueStacks and lag and everything like that plays a big part in this. So yeah, guys, that's the damage for the Living Abyss boss. Let's go ahead and talk about the Red Velvet Dragon boss now. And finally, guys, we're on to the Red Velvet Dragon team. On this team, guys, we're going to be running Eclair, Sherbet, Prune Juice Cookie, Milky Way, and Donussi Cookie. As far as the treasures goes, guys, we're going to be using Pin Cushion, Attack Scroll, and Cooldown Clock. Hopping into the toppings now, on Space Donussi, we're running full almonds this time with a focus on cooldown. You want over 8% cooldown and damage resist, because he will die quickly if you don't run this. On Milky Way Cookie, we're running full Swift Chocolate with a focus on cooldown and attack speed. You want to make sure that this cooldown is over 24%. You also want to make sure this attack speed is over 11% as well. On Sherbet Cookie, we're running full almonds just with a focus on damage resist. You want to make sure you bust this up as high as possible. On top of this, guys, it is kind of dangerous if you run any crit or attack on him. So if you can, don't run crit or attack on him. On Poop Juice Cookie, we're running full Swift Chocolates with really just a focus on cooldown, crit, and attack. Get this as high as you can. You want to make sure that the cooldown's over 22%. And also, you want to add a little bit of attack speed in there if you can, but if you can't, that's fine too. But you want to make sure you definitely get that over 22%. And finally, for Eclair Cookie, we are running full almonds with a focus on damage resist. That's really the only thing you need. You can maybe spec into a little bit of cooldown, maybe 4%, if you can, but not necessary. But yeah, guys, this is going to be the team, so let's go ahead and hop into a run now and show you how this Bussers team works. Alright, guys, I know I'm being cringy, and that's because there's no content for CRK, but yeah, we're going to hop into the run here. We're literally just going to spam everyone's ability except for Milky Way's ability. We're going to wait till the 57-second mark to actually use Milky Way's ability here. After that, we're just going to hold off on Sherbet's ability. We'll spam everyone except for Sherbet Cookie. Yeah, just make sure you activate all their abilities as soon as they come up, except for Sherbet's. We're going to wait till around the 40-second mark before we actually activate Sherbet's ability. This is to ensure that the boss stays slowed for the whole fight, and you also get the maximum bonus of his frost debuff there. So yeah, from this point on, we literally just spam everyone the rest of the time through it. Preferably a player gets 3 debuffs off. Sometimes he will die before that. No clue why mine does, but he does die before that. It's probably because he crits or something like that. But mine does die before that for some reason. I haven't deduced the problem of that yet. Anyways, guys, yeah, we're just going to keep going through the run here. Yeah, and just show how much damage this does here. The boss is at what, 520 million damage right now, 521 million health. Let's see the damage here. Hey, yo, 220 million damage on the boss right now. The highest damage I've ever done on this boss with a little bit more optimized run, shown by me by the Rack God himself. Of course, like I said before, check out his channel, is 261 million damage. Now, that's a 40 million increase if you optimize. I can't be bothered with that, though. I'm fine with doing the original timings. After that, though, I can't be bothered with timing. I'm just going to spam everyone's ability off because that's the easiest thing for me to do. Anyways, guys, that's really going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video for the best teams for every single guild boss right now. And yeah, if you have any questions in the comments below, remember to subscribe, check out Twitch maybe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one later. Bye-bye.